keep showing up and give back. I think that's going to lead to more opportunities for you in the future and paid work. So, leaving off from the last video I did, which was pretty much a production cart review, got all the stuff laid out on the ground, ready to pack into the car. This is smooth. That was pretty smooth. It's a pretty smooth ride. I like this. This is very convenient. I've been very busy these past 3 months, really, since the beginning of January. Ever since CES, I thought that, the rest of my months would be slow. So I'd have to, code email and, do a lot of outreach and kind of reach out to people within my network to try to see if there's work out there for me to get and, opportunities for me to land. So it was pretty stressful, honestly, in January after CES, but honestly, just week after week, um, just different opportunities have been popping up for me, and people have been reaching out. Honestly, I probably like 70% of the stuff that I've been doing since January to now, which is April 9th, I think, April 10th. Um, it's been probably 70% referrals, and then the other 30% has been either on job boards or previous relationships that I had that have reached out to me, and some other cold email things that I sent out in the past has worked out. So yeah, but for the most part, all the work that I've been getting has been from previous relationships I've had and referrals. So I really appreciate one, Nick King. He's gotten me to work with this video production company called Assignment Desk, and I've been doing a lot of work for them. And kind of like it really started off with working with a company that they work with, is Branch Road, and I did an event uh, called AWS reInvent, which is an Amazon event. And the company I was filming a lot of interviews with was with Capgemini. And I was working with a DP. He works, he's a salaried employee for Assignment Desk, but he's a DP and he goes out to assignments. And he just recently moved to Vegas. They sent him out here to kind of cover this market. Um, Here, I think Phoenix, he goes to Phoenix a lot. But Carlos, he's been awesome to work with. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Like, he's younger than me. I don't care about age or anything. There's always somebody that you can learn from. But yeah, he's been very helpful and very um, he's been really awesome to work with because he has this wealth of knowledge of that side of DP work and doing a lot of corporate events. And I'm sure he went through this apprenticeship that allowed him to be salaried for Assignment Desk. They have a apprenticeship that you can be a DP with Assignment Desk for. I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I'll get to the point. Um, he's been really helpful and he's been great to work with. But yeah, honestly, yeah, from that from that event, doing the Capgemini event, ever since, I honestly have just been, I think, have had a great a review for me, for I guess for myself, from since working that event, because now they reach out to me a lot for different just different gigs now. This is a 2-day shoot, one-man band production here at App World for F5. So I've been doing a lot of podcast shoots with them. I've done a lot more corporate work as well with them. I recently did yesterday, like these past 2 days, I did Bloomberg. I was filming Bloomberg. I was cam op for them. And sports as well. I did some UFC. Next week, I'm going to be doing some WWE, filming interviews with wrestlers. So that's going to be pretty cool. But honestly, yeah, this doing the you're just working with Assignment Desk has been pretty awesome, and they've been throwing a lot of work my way. So that's really helped to fill up my calendar and schedule and get me paid. So I'm very grateful for them, and I really appreciate and the stuff that they've been doing for me and the work that they've been throwing my way. But yeah, then also I just my cousin Nasser, he earlier he reached out to me for doing an edit for NAACP or NAACP now, or at least okay. Let me start over. So also my cousin Nasser, he reached out to me about editing for NAACP Capital, and that was an unexpected project that kind of led to having this relationship with with that organization. So that was pretty cool. So now I'm kind of tapped into that. Also, I've just been doing a lot of personal stuff as well, but also kind of giving back in a way. So my main love is music, and I previously played in bands when I was younger, and I did the whole, trying to be a musician thing, and that never really worked out for me personally. But I kind of transitioned into doing a music blog, so I was interviewing artists and doing concert photography. But now, since moving here to Vegas, obviously I needed to find a way to get paid, and honestly, I haven't found the right avenue for me to you know, either tour with a band because that was ultimately what I wanted to do was tour with a band and travel the world and document those experiences with what it's like to be a musician touring. But in what I'm currently doing now is just giving back to the local art scene, the local music scene. So I've just been working with different artists that I previously had relationships with. So I'll come out and film their shows, or I would film some content for them, or I was doing interviews with Noel. He runs Spacecraft, and he introduced me to Naya, which she does art. She's a painter and different mediums that she uses. So she had an art show that she was doing, and I interviewed different artists showcasing their work. So Erica and Just B, I interviewed them, and that was really awesome to kind of just give back to the art scene because obviously, a lot of the times there's not a lot of good coverage. Let me just say it this way: there's not a lot of good coverage for them to have high quality footage of their work and giving them a platform to just kind of put their message out there. So that was kind of I saw that growing up in the DIY scene in Chicago, in the music scene, and it's been very challenging for musicians, artists in general, to get their work out there and get their message out there, and just to be known. So that's that's always in my heart and wanting to give back in that way. So I try not to price gouge anybody. So if any musicians reach out to me and your work is good, honestly, I'm a big curator in my mind of what good work looks like. But honestly, if you have the drive to go into the arts and try to be a musician, be an artist, it's very respectable. So if in any way that I can help with, if your work is not up to par, or even if you're looking to improve, I always commend that, and I'll always I have resources to provide to people that are just getting into that space. So you're more than welcome to reach out to me about that. But yeah, I like to give back to the art scene here, especially in Las Vegas. But yeah, that's what I've been doing as well. And then also I have to, address a good music friend, Bo, from Harm's Way. He just recently passed, and I'm, sending my condolences to, his family, and obviously to the Harm's Way crew, Nick, Casey, James, and Chris. My deepest condolences, and it's man, Bo was hilarious, and just from being able to do an interview with all the guys, and I had very such a good experience doing that for them. It was, I heavily researched the band, and it was awesome to just kind of see all their reactions, and I was very proud of doing that for you all, and it was it was great to have that experience with you, and also just to Bo had really had the most funny reactions to all the questions I had. So sorry, sometimes it's gonna be some joyful questions. Sometimes it's gonna be some
This is good.
pain.
No, it's good.
These are unique questions.
Yeah, these aren't the
That's what I
typical
appreciate.
How did you know about that?
I feel like
This is like a therapy session. I'm learning. All right. Cool. How?
It's like Nardwar. Yeah, you like Nardwar? I felt like I was in Nardwar.
Dude, I have to say, that was the best interview.
Easily, but like, how did? What?
I know he liked that and enjoyed that. So, and ever since then, you know, whenever you guys would come out to a show to film, play a show, I would, capture that for you. And then, if I would come back home and capture the show, or even just, I would come just to hang out, you'd come to a casino, we'll all just kind of, go together and just kind of shoot the shit. So, yeah, man, rest in peace, Bo, and, Bo forever. And you'll be missed. You'll be missed for sure. And yeah, I've just been doing some other stuff here and there. I did some, shout out to Calvin. He's been very helpful for me to honestly do some of the music stuff too as well. He would come out and cam up for me and bring his cameras, and we'll do some multi-cam stuff sometimes. I'd work with him on Ace Next Gen, and they're Asian entrepreneurial business organization here in Las Vegas. They have a chapter here in Las Vegas, and I would volunteer and do work for them as well. So we'll collaborate on that. He's helped me do some running content, which was very, it was challenging, honestly. I did a gimbal challenge run where I'd run around the track, do a 400-meter run around the track, running with a gimbal to see how stable of a shot I can get and how fast of a run I can do. The running time was good, but the shot, was very not good. Let's just say that. Yeah, even just me doing more volunteer opportunities. I think, I just recently connected with TEDx Las Vegas, and I just randomly sent in an application for it. I don't know, I think I might have seen it being advertised for volunteers on Instagram, and I applied for it, and then I went to this networking event at Autonomous Hotel, and I just randomly ran into one of the organizers there, and she just was like, "Oh, you submitted an application? Yeah, I'm gonna get you on a Zoom call with like the head organizer," and then it was just it's kind of butter from there pretty much, and it's pretty cool because I'm gonna be doing some filming some content for some more I guess auxiliary events, not directly related to the main May event that they're going to have, and then so I'm going to be filming some content for them, and also filming content for the main event as well. That's happening in May. But yeah, I think honestly, I feel like all this good karma for me just giving back to the art scene and working with different nonprofit organizations, and helping out other artists has been, I feel like it's just been a good karma for me, just kind of just getting all these different opportunities I've been having for the past 4 months. It's been amazing. Also, Kira, I love you. she's been always just been trying to work with me. So and we have been working with each other. Honestly, some things fell apart in the month of December, but honestly, it's just been things have just been working out. So it's I've been I traveled to Phoenix twice already now to film. All right, I did it. Finally made it to Phoenix after a layover in LAX. It's a long trip. Woke up at 4 a.m. Finally made it to Phoenix at 12:30 p.m. and checked into my room at 2:50. Yeah, I'm here for Kira. She requested for me to come out and film her presentation that she's doing tomorrow at an event. And hopefully we can cut up a speaker reel for future speaking engagements that she has. But yeah, hopefully it's gonna be a good day tomorrow. I'm going to knock out 5 miles real quick. Some different ads and coursework for her. And then Boise, I went to Boise. I think it was probably January. I filmed some coursework for her. So she did this program where she's essentially it's an online program where she's kind of creating a digital product for the type of work that she does, which is having the opportunity for authors to kind of work with her, and she'll help them channel their books and help them figure out what they're essentially they're trying to write about. So it's been very great to kind of just work with Kira ever since doing the island shoot, which is honestly I'm still like kind of blown away from being able to do that. It was very awesome to be able to just from there have that relationship, because I was essentially just filming hours and hours with her on the island, and I have a deep understanding of the kind of work that she does. All the channeling sessions that she does with authors is very much the core part of her work. So being able to as she says, hold the space for her and just kind of be very solid and grounding for what she needs to do. And my skills as a producer, videographer, video production, whatever you want to call it, or whatever you want to name it, it's been very helpful for her to be able to do the work that she does. And yes, I'm very grateful for Kira. But yeah, we have been finding ways to work together. So it's been all working out. So whatever that happened, that fell apart in December, it's still things are still happening for the both of us. So it's very great to see that the universe is on our side essentially. And then honestly, as much as I like doing sports broadcasting, I think I will be kind of stepping away from doing camera utility work. It is very labor intensive, and yeah, I'm young. I'm still relatively young. I'm 32 currently, and I think just I'm really trying to listen to my body and trying not to do too much, essentially. And doing camera utility is very labor intensive. You're lifting heavy cables and doing a lot of moving of boxes and crates and cases and just a lot of heavy production equipment for sports broadcasting, and running around on the field and on the court with cable behind a cam operator. It's not for the faint of heart, for sure. And I can definitely do it as long, for as long as I, I would want to, honestly. But I want to take care of my body a little bit more. So I think I'm going to be stepping away from doing camera utility work as of now. I did do some camera utility work for, I think, like March, and yeah. So yeah, in March and February. But I think that's probably gonna be it. I think think I'm not gonna be doing that anymore. So yeah, I celebrated my grandmother's on my mom's side. I celebrated her 90th birthday. I went to DC. That was amazing. Honestly, there was like a family reunion, and it was very beautiful to see, all the family come together. And I learned a lot about my family history. And we just went around. We did a little bit of touring of the city and kind of just going to different spots that my grandmother grew up in, and just kind of reminiscing about that, and going to just different locations to see how it was to you know you know this was back in the 40s, the 30s and 40s, or no, the 40s. And I think she moved from DC when she was a teenager to Atlanta. But yeah, just kind of just learning about just different parts of my family history has been very enlightening, and it's been awesome to see. And then also, just being able to see family I haven't seen probably in years, or even I've never seen before. That was really cool. That was a really cool experience. So yeah, hopefully you don't have to wait too long for another video for me. But this is essentially like a catch up video. I did plan on like just editing probably like 4 or 5 different videos, but I'm just gonna throw it all in this one, and hopefully I can get back on track to at least doing something that is either every other week or once a month. So I don't want to draw it out, too, any longer than this, but I do appreciate you all, and hold your family close, hold your friends close, tell them you love them, and stay creative.